We're live on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I am going through my LinkedIn news feed, and I'm seeing two positions for junior level CRAs, four exclamation marks. Here's what's required. Let's just go through this. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure you put the likes. Make sure you subscribe. Leave a comment. Put the hearts. Appreciate it. Two positions for junior level CRAs, 1 to 3 years of experience, 6-month contract to convert perm. I never worry about the 6-month contract. People are always asking me, hey, should I take this job? But it's only a 6-month contract. The answer is yes. Getting in the industry is the hard part. Getting in the industry is the hard part. Okay, it's not extending your contract. Like, the industry is having a hard time just getting qualified people. If you have any ounce of qualifications, like even this 1 to 3 years of experience, what does that really mean? Because that's a wide variety of experience. One, you can argue you pretty much learned everything within 6 to 12 months, and then 3 years is kind of like, well, what do why are you looking for a job? You can get any job you want just about. So this is actually good for a junior level CRA. If I was someone with 6 months of experience or 9 months of experience, I would not let this scare me away from applying. They actually want to do that when they put 1 to 3 years of experience. I mean, they'll take you if you have 9 months and you answer all the questions and you demonstrate your passion and that you demonstrate that you're able to think on your feet, because that's what a CRA is supposed to do. So let me know what questions you guys got. I can't take any requests to go one-on-one on Instagram because I'm on this thing on Instagram, and then I won't be able to hear you because I'm on this thing on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Thank you for the hearts. Keep them coming. Let me know what you guys are up to this Monday. So this is a good one. I'm going to actually maybe put this on the Latinos in Clinical Research job postings. I don't know if you guys are aware, but we do job postings on Latinos in Clinical Research. And then it's funny because Christine Naro tagged me on this, but I've seen it even without her tag because it's showing me the algorithm knows I want to see it. And that's the first thing I saw when I got in. So I'm going to put that, I'm going to copy and paste that job description to be posted later. How high can a pharmacist CRA salary rise to? The CRA salary has nothing to do with your educational background. The CRA salary has everything to do with what you've done as a CRA, what skills you've mastered as a CRA. It has nothing to do with being a pharmacist or being a foreign trained doctor. It has everything to do with being a CRA, what you've done as a CRA. Hello, Rosario Diaz. Happy birthday on Friday. Hope it was great. I just saw Dr. Z today, RPI. Seems to be a promising treatment for COVID-19. You know what, Shifa? You know what I like from, it's actually India, Ocugen. I had the opportunity to invest in Ocugen 4 months ago and foolishly did not because I thought, okay, well, I only trust companies that do trials in the US. And they were at the time there, and I still think that the case, they're only doing India trials. So, foolishly I passed on that investment, and since then it's gone up like 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3x. So that's what I like, Shifa, from India's Ocugen. Never again will I be dismissive of a sponsor who only does studies in India, especially for an oral COVID vaccine, which there's such a huge need for that right now in India. Hope everything's okay over there. Del Sol Research, how's it going? So, what can site activation specialist evolve to? In-house CRAs, junior level CRAs like this job that I'm reading right now, and CRAs, and then even project managers, anything. Once you're in the industry, anything can evolve to anything. How common are remote CRA jobs, or how much traveling does a regular CRA do? So traveling's coming back to normal for CRAs. Before COVID, CRAs were gone. Like if you were a junior level CRA, you're on the road 20 out of the 30 days of the month. Um, yes, please. Clinical research in India is booming. Yes, I know. 5 years down the line, it's going to be the clinical research hub. I really believe that. Are you hiring as a CRO, entry level CRA with passion to learn? No. We have a CRA academy and a CRC academy. And if we ever do hire, which we do every now and then when we're very small. We hire from our students. Um, so how common are remote CRA jobs? CRA, not very common. Um, unless you become a lead CRA or you get a remote job, but it's not quite a CRA, but PPD's hiring for positions called remote site monitor, where you're not a CRA, but you're working with a CRA, but you're working remotely in that capacity. So as a CRA, no, I think traveling's already back. I don't think it's coming back. I think it's already back. Let's see what else. What else is on the? Let me know any other questions you guys have. These are good. 5 years down the line, I agree with you, Shifa, on what do you know about Ocugen? Do you know anything about Ocugen? Ocugen? They're like a biotech. I think they're based here, actually, out of San Francisco, and they are doing a study. They were doing a COVID study only in India. And so I couldn't do my due diligence because I can't analyze clinicaltrials.gov and see how many sites they're using and all that stuff. So, um, yeah, foolishly passed on that. If you're a blinded CRA, does that mean that you don't get to see which treatment arm patients are randomized to? You don't get to see the IP at all if you're a blinded CRA. So all CRAs have to do IP accountability, which means they have to actually look at the IP and do a physical check of the IP. If you're a blinded CRA, it means that there is someone called an unblinded CRA who does nothing but IP accountability monitoring. And you, as an unblinded CRA, do everything else except IP accountability. Will you stay in clinical research for your entire career or transition to another functional area within the industry? That's interesting. I'm interested in investing, as you could probably tell by the recent videos I've been doing. That interests me. Also, the startup biotech arena interests me as well, although it doesn't necessarily have to be a biotech. It could be a diagnostic or um, something CRISPR related. But I envision my next transition will be sponsor side. I mean, it's already starting to get there through the CRO. That's the only reason why I do the CRO is to get closer to the sponsors and their needs. So I think the natural next level will be sponsor business related things like investing or social investor is kind of what we're starting to do with the clinical research circle. Um, I'll always have the sites. I'll always do the podcast. I'll always do these live streams. CRA Academy, CRC Academy. We'll always have that going. Can you discuss few details on data management? Um, I don't know too much about data management other than what we do as a site or a CRO, which is not very much. So the data management role, um, I know they're very much in demand. I do know that it's harder to go from data management to CRA, but it's not impossible. Um, it's definitely not impossible. And of course, if it's CRO, it's IQVIA No two ways about it. Yeah, what's IQVIA if it's a CRO? IQVIA is the biggest CRO, that's for sure. How can we increase salary quickly? By working hard at the CRO and evolve, or seek increase by changing CRO time? Both. Both. You got to turn up the pressure when you want something done. You got to turn up the heat, right? So once you've demonstrated your value to a CRO, which is your question, then you got to do your part and leverage that and start negotiating. This is where salesmanship comes in. And unfortunately, sometimes you have to change CROs to make that happen, to achieve that. But the CROs have gotten smarter and they know that retention is an issue and they'll do what they can to keep you there. And by the way, sites do that too. When CRCs get recruited by CRAs to work for the CRO, the site sometimes try to match. In a 2021 world, the site tries to match the CRO salary if they're valuable. This is where you got to be a generalist. It's not enough to just do the norm. IQVIA and LabCorp are the biggest CRO. Oh yeah, IQVIA, LabCorp is Covance, and IQVIA merged with Quest. So Quintiles merged with Quest. Why do my sponsor want to classify my site as a SMO? What are the advantages of a site being classified as a SMO? There's not very many advantages, and by the way, sponsors don't get to designate what your site is. If you're not a SMO, you're not an SMO. Matter of fact, tell me what a SMO actually means, and how does it differ from a site network? Because the SMOs, yeah, they're more centralized. Site networks are more decentralized. But there's really no advantages practically as to being an SMO. It actually had like a kind of a negative connotation to it. Site management organization, for those that don't know. So yeah, I mean, if they doesn't classify your site as an SMO, then that's what they're doing. But I mean, what's the difference? Tell me why you're not an SMO, I guess is the... I'll turn your question back to you. Why are you not an SMO? If you're Adeline, shout out to Adeline. If you're a new site owner, is it better if it's under a CRO rather than being independent? If you're a new site owner, is it better if it's under a CRO rather than being independent? So most sites are not owned by CROs. I would say 99% of sites are not owned by CROs. So I'm not sure what that means. You are independent as a site owner for the most part. I mean, yes, CROs do own some sites, but it's not the norm. Site management organization. Yep. Yes, Cecilia. That is exactly it. SMO. It's more centralized. Visibility. So again, sites are not owned by CROs. So what do you mean by that? Visibility is you. You're the business owner. You're the visibility. Your emails that you're sending out are the visibility. Your website, your networking on Clubhouse and on LinkedIn, that's the visibility. What's a CRO gonna do? A CRO owns you. You think the CRO is gonna brand a small site instead of branding themselves? That's not gonna happen. As a site startup specialist, what is better, working to CRO or directly at sponsor level? I mean, I've never been in either situation. I've asked people, and most have said they're the same, especially the FSPs, the functional service providers. Um, if you just put a gun to my head and ask me, it's sponsor. I think being closer to the sponsor is better. Yeah, Adeline, don't overthink it. Like as a site owner, you're not you're not depending on anyone. Or at least you shouldn't be depending on anyone for your visibility. As a business owner, all responsibility is on your shoulders as a business owner. And that's why most people are not cut out for it. But you, because I know you, you are. If you weren't, I would have told you. China is known for SMOs. Yeah, probably in China, it's not as negative connotation as it was here. Although I think it's coming back. I think here in the US, SMO is like kind of coming back because it's kind of hard to tell the difference between a SMO and a site network, to be honest. Like if somebody has a good definition, I mean the way I simplify it in my head is SMOs are centralized, so all the regulatory budgets, contracts are done by one, like in a central place. And at a site network, they're allowed to operate autonomously, so it's decentralized. But other than that, it's pretty much the same thing, just multiple sites. Hey Gazelle, how's it going? Nice to see you. Michael Young, nice to see you too. Nice to see you. Any more questions? Let's see what's new. What else is new? Let me refresh LinkedIn. LinkedIn is so underrated still. It's just more people are, most people still don't use it properly. They just uh, spam other people's inbox rather than posting, commenting. I mean, I'm looking through the news feed now. You can comment, you can leave comments on all these things and start networking much more effectively than spamming people. Okay. How much anxiety do you feel about social gatherings after you've been vaccinated? Zero. So yeah, you still got things to let me put the survey, let me answer. None at all. 34% said none at all, 41% said a little bit, 22% said quite a lot. Malaria vaccine is the new phase 2B results. Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how the mRNA, that paradigm shift is able to bring out vaccines much quicker. Myra, how's it going? MMMGG, I liked your Puerto Rico flag on my post the other day. Throw some hearts up for Puerto Rico. Myra's from Puerto Rico. Rare disease. Look what I'm looking at right now on LinkedIn. Rare diseases are an essential topic in the medical field. No kidding. Orphan drugs. Did you know that 1 out of 10 people have a rare disease? So they're not so rare after all. Orphan drugs, also known as rare disease medicines, can cure these cases with an average of 40 to 50 cases per 100,000 population. See, I don't know where these people are getting their stats because I looked at a investor pitch deck for a Pacific Biosciences, and it said 1 out of 10 people have a rare disease. And this one says 40 to 50 cases per 100,000. So those numbers, there's way off. We need to find the truth. I have 2 different sites and doctors in 2 different locations. I have 2 different sites and doctors in 2 different locations. Sponsor wanted to know if it was an SMO. So I want to know if you're an SMO. The answer is yes or no. The answer is it's your choice. What do you want to be? If you're doing research in the United States, I would suggest no SMO. And I would say no SMO in most places because sponsors, the advantage is on paper that sponsors can get the site started up quicker. But the advantages to a site network are even better because they're autonomous, and if the FDA finds a problem with one of them, they're not necessarily going to go to the other one because they're not related. If they're related, like in an SMO and the FDA audits one, guess what? They're going to probably audit the other one too. And sponsors don't want the majority of their data coming from one company. Rare and blood disorder like STD. Adeline, you have to do the YouTube channel for like just explaining genetics to people. Yes, the relativity between orphan drugs and rare disease has been found quite often. Yeah, I know. It's showing me like different things when I see. But point is, it's important. No matter what, small is the new big, and the long tail of research is where all the opportunities are going to happen. Why don't you have a school in Europe? Who says I don't? I want to know, Munir, who told you incorrectly that I don't? Because our school takes students from all over the world. Our school has gotten students jobs from all over the world. So, yeah, you got wrong facts. Just like I got wrong facts apparently about rare disease. One place says it's 1 out of 10 people have it, and one place says it's 50 out of 100,000. Um, so yeah, we do. We have students from all over the world. Agree, Dan. LinkedIn has been awesome for me. Learn to share knowledge and engage rather than ask for a job. Get the relationship and not spam. Exactly. Exactly. Which CROs sponsors that are known for better work-life balance? From a CRO, it's Covance, although all of them are working to get that in order. Covance has always been known, at least in recent times, as the best CRO, major CRO to focus on like solid work-life balance for the staff. But now they're all doing that. I would say PPD is not a bad close second, especially now that they got acquired by Thermo Fisher. Um, yeah, thanks for the funny response. Got it. Yep, yep. See, sometimes we have to hear from the source directly rather than third party. In honor of Patient Experience Week. I didn't know that. This is Patient Experience Week. I mean, this sounds like a marketing thing that somebody just created. Patient Experience Week. I've never heard of that. Shouldn't it be Patient Experience Week every week? Maybe that's what I'll comment. Um, my amazing team that work hard every day to provide exceptional care to our patients. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Maybe it is this week, but it should be every day. I won't post. Posts like this never get old. Here's a black woman in clinical research post about somebody who. Let me read it. Hello, ladies. I can finally say I got the job. I am so excited and overwhelmed with emotion because God finally answered my prayer. I am the new CRA 1 oncology with Cineos. A little story about how I found the position. One morning, I saw a post in the Black Men in Clinical Research group about positions I did not qualify for, so I reached out to the recruiter to ask if she would review my resume and consider me for any positions she thought I would be a good fit for. Well, she sent my resume to her colleague, and he called me within an hour asking if I would consider a CRA1 FSP role. I said yes and went through the interview process. They decided to go with another candidate. I was discouraged. Then the recruiter called and said another department was very interested in speaking with me for a CRA role. I went through the interview process, and the recruiter said they were very interested and wanted to offer me the position. I took a leap of faith, and it really worked out. I want to thank each and every woman in this group because without you, I have no one to network with and learn from. We are some bad chicks. So yeah, you see, this is like this is possible. This person, this is exactly how we started this live stream. This person uh saw a job, and rather than having a negative mindset and saying, well, I don't qualify for that, they're never going to reach out to me, I don't have 1 to 3 years of experience, they went ahead and called the recruiter anyways, because guess what? Recruiter's job, the recruiter's job, okay, is to talk to candidates. So this person did, they didn't get that job, but then they called them again and said, hey, another department needs you. Guys, these companies are in desperate need of people. Don't let your mindset keep you back. Because that's what, like, you are your own worst enemy. And don't expect success story like that the first time you do it. This might be like the 100th time this person did that. I don't know. I don't even know who it is. Okay, what else, guys? Is that it for today? We got another one. CD. Hi, Dan. What do you think about MedPay CRO? And is it a startup coordinator? What can you tell? I haven't heard good or bad things as far as work-life balance. They are reputable. Um, I'm trying to remember if that's the one that makes their employees sign these crazy non-competes. I don't think that's them, but that might be them. I don't know. I haven't heard good or bad, but that might be the one that makes you sign these crazy non-competes that are unenforceable in most states. But I'm no attorney. I'm no attorney, so don't take this as legal advice. Ask an attorney, not a guy on LinkedIn or YouTube. What else? That's it, guys. We'll call it a day. Happy Monday. Oh, reminder at 5 p.m. Pacific time, I'm going on the Guru Nation Clubhouse, hosted by Marjorie from Topaz Clinical Research. And she calls it keeping it real in clinical research. Matter of fact, I just refreshed my LinkedIn feed and Shafak Sarwar. Thank you so much, Shafak. Let me actually share this. Thanks so much. Thank you so much for sharing that. So yeah, it's on today at 7 p.m. Central Time on Clubhouse. Uh, Startup coordinator. Is it a good start? Yes, it is. Study startup is very important. That's a huge bottleneck in the industry. So if you can figure out how to solve study startup, you can figure out a whole bunch of stuff. What are your views about accelerated approvals? I think it's needed. I think we need more of that. And I think it's good for the industry. How do I join Clubhouse? You have to have an iOS device and just message me on LinkedIn. I might have, then you need to download the app. And then if you give me your phone number that you're going to use to download the app, I will send you an invite to your phone number, but you have to download Clubhouse first. And that's how you do it. So let me know. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Catch you all later. Bye-bye.